And as we talk about manufacturing consent, today's Fox News article says Bloomberg is tied for lead with Sanders in crucial Super Tuesday State of Virginia poll. This is an article by Paul Steinhauser of Fox News. Now, I'm normally not a Fox News reader or commentator because usually they're just as misleading as CNN, MSNBC, The Blaze, Daily Caller, you name it. Biased as they can be. But do I believe this? Hello, my name is Robert Brown. Welcome to another Rob Report on the Go. I'm your host. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Before we go any further, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, bell, and hit the always bell so you can know when a new video is dropped. Whoop, there it is, right on your phone. And become a contributor today if you want to love the show. We have 3 ways you can support any amount of due at paypal.me/BobTVNYC, all caps BobTVNYC. Or you can become a one-time giver in this phase that we have right now called 25 by 25 by 25. We're looking for 25 people to donate $25 within the next 25-hour period. We did one period this weekend. We're going through another period because we didn't meet our goals. And then after this 25-25 phase is over with, I think about in April, we're going to go through another campaign where we find 25, we got 10,000 subscribers, 25 people who can, just got money like that. They're going to spend on something anyway, like, some hamburgers and, somebody who just got it. Because I know most people don't have it, but we believe that there's at least 25 people who can partner with me. This is a difference when you become a partner, when you partner with the Bob TV network, and we work together to expand and grow this channel. So if you're interested in doing that, that's going to be later. But right now, we're trying to get equipment upgrades, go back to live feeds. We just got a 4K camera that run at 60 frames per second, but the trashy laptop we got can't handle it. So we have a computer that we in the shop. We're doing a little upgrade on that. Unless somebody got a high-speed gaming computer that runs super fast, they want to mail it to us, great. But we want to go ahead and upgrade this one and do some more with lightings and the facility and things like that. But let's get right into it. Bloomberg tied for lead with Sanders in crucial Super Tuesday State of Virginia poll. Now, you think I really believe that? You think Bloomberg, who is a multimedia magnate himself, have not influenced that? You think I don't think Bloomberg is taking his money and putting it in the churches so the pastors can encourage? That's why I love my pastor. He's not I go to church and my pastor ain't going to encourage nobody to vote for a particular person, but my pastor is always open to pray for whoever is the president, for them to have sound leadership and be led to do great for people, not for the upper echelon. So on that note, do you think I don't believe? Yeah, I believe this thing is being manufactured like a mug. When you got money like Bloomberg, you can buy out pastors. You can donate money to churches. You can donate to schools that does these polls, like Monmouth University, Quinnipiac University. I can go on and on and on. You can control these polls. When you give enough money to black education, that's going to inspire black leaders who took that money to tell black kids to go vote for he's your best shot when he's not. You take it from me, a New Yorker, who when I first got here, even though I wear suits all the time, I'm from Virginia. I normally wear jeans, boots, hoodie during the day. When I go out and do my business, I'm dressed up in a suit. But when I first came to New York, the cops was brutal. I lived in a neighborhood called Southern Boulevard and Seneca. Hood. It's hood, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't a whole bunch of crime going on in my hood. This was South Bronx. Not a whole bunch of crime going on. Don't get me wrong. You had some prostitutes out there. I remember walking my dog one time, and the prostitute said, "Well, how about you and your dog have a little fun with me? Me and my dog?" My dog was like, "Huh?" So don't get me wrong. It's not like Upper West Side, but according to Bloomberg, all the crime is done in the Black and Latinos neighborhood. All, ALL, meaning there's no crime going on in white neighborhoods. And so why are you going to Chelsea and Soho and Chinatown? And why are you going over to Brooklyn where the Jewish people are? Why are you going? Nothing's going on. It's all Black and Latino. All. Race is mother. All right, so let's listen to this. As if it's play.
After the DNC recently changed the rules, plus a brand new poll helps Bloomberg qualify because it shows a big boost for him, putting him in second place nationally behind Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden has dropped even further as various 2020 rivals ramp up their attacks on Bloomberg ahead of the debate.
Now, Mr. Bloomberg, like anybody else, has a right to run for president. He does not have a right to buy the presidency, especially after being mayor of New York and having a racist stop and frisk policy, especially after opposing. Imagine a multi-billionaire opposing a raise in the minimum wage.
Peter Doocy is live in Las Vegas this morning where early voting has already begun. Good morning, Peter.
Well, I'm not interested in what Peter Doocy say because he's just like his daddy, a hack. Okay, so, but I kind of caution Bernie Sanders to talk about stop and frisk when he signed the crime bill. And I know he got an excuse, but that excuse to me is lame as the sun. He could have separated the Violence of Women Act out of there and just say, no, I'm not voting for it. So women, you got to understand, I'm going to take on the Violence Against Women Act myself and shame anybody who signed this bill to not sign this bill. I would have separated it. So he need to kind of don't talk about that because Trump is going to use that against you. Bloomberg's going to use it against you on the debate stage because your record is there. So kind of want to tread a little bit on talking about his stop and frisk, but you can kind of shape the language or whatever because they're going to hit you back over the head with that. That's going to shut you up. You know, once they bring up your record of voting for the crime bill and consider your excuse like I do a lame excuse, then it's going to hurt you. So, you know, that's why I say own up to it. Say I made a mistake for like Bloomberg doing. Just say I made I didn't, you know, I made a mistake. I should have. Got in the bully pulpit and shame every last one of those people who created this crime bill, Joe Biden, and shunned them for trying to squeeze this pork in there, trying to force people to sign it, making them look like if they don't sign it, they're horrible. And if they do sign it, they're horrible. Because literally, it would have made you look bad whether you signed it or don't sign it, because now you hate women. You either hate women or black people. So what you should have did in that instant, Bernie Sanders, you said, hey, wait a minute. I'm calling a press conference because this bill is sham. Yeah, we need to deal with crime in a logical manner, in a humanistic manner. Yes, we need to deal with that. But putting the Violence Against Women Act in the crime bill, then that's something we need to separate that. That's a separate tender violent issue that doesn't happen because of drugs majority of the time or something like that. Sometimes it could be just psychological issues, just some anger issues and things like that. Why people beat up on violence. And why is it called the Violence Against Women Act? Men get violently hit on too. Man, my first wife used to always hit on me and I'd be biting my tongue and walking out the house. I mean, one time I was walking out, oh man, I almost got there. And She kicked me down the stairs because I didn't give her what she wanted. Literally kicked me down the stairs. So this Violence Against Women, no, it should have been just Domestic Violence Act. If they would have named it the Domestic Violence Act, then it probably would have, made it a little more lenient in sounding in what they call legal language, legalese. But no, you should have took it. Anyway, I don't know how I'm getting off it. Bottom line is, bro, there's a lot to talk about Bloomberg, but don't go there with the stop and frisk. All right, because not when you sign that crime bill. Okay, that's just my advice to you. Free. Don't go there, because you went there. Okay, and you keep giving an excuse. Stop making an excuse. Say I was wrong. What I should have did was separated that bill and took it on as a separate bill because this bill is horrible. I'm not signing it. It looked like it's proportionally going to be dealing with blacks and Latinos, just like the stop and frisk. I want to have no parts to do it. Now, the Violence Against Women Act, I do want to have a part in that. So I'm going to take on this on my own. And any dumb mother that signed that bill, if you don't come sign this bill, then I'm going to shame you all across the country. That's what I would have did if I was a politician. Now, back on this. Manufacturing consent. Senator Bernie Sanders and former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg are tied. Tied for the lead. Really? Tied for the lead. Really? In Virginia, according to a new poll in one of the largest states to hold primary or Super Tuesday in 2 weeks. So let's find out what's this new poll, because oftentimes they'll tell us anything just to get us to say, wow, then there's must be something to Mike Bloomberg. I might have to look at Mike Bloomberg. You want to look at Trump for the Democratic Party? The Democratic version of Trump or the beta version of Trump? The only difference between Trump and Bloomberg is Trump is brash with his mouth. He don't know what to do with the pen logically. Mike Bloomberg is not brash with the mouth, but he knows how to do what he need to do logically, not just with the pen, but with the dollar bill, y'all. And he know how to New York savagely buy off here, pay off here, get people to sell out here. As I continue to try to build this channel, as I continue to try to put myself in a position where I can do it full time through one-time big donations, small dollar donation, partnership, my legal shield business, which I try to encourage everybody to take a look at the product, take a look at the service and become a member, because every time I get a new member, the company pay me anywhere from $80 to whatever. It depends on, depends. In New York, $80 for the lowest service program that we have. And then there's a monthly fee that comes in a year time back to this. So I'm putting myself in a position to sustain myself where I can do this full time. Now, here's the deal. I was out looking for a job because I'm looking for overnight so I can do this during the day, build a channel during the day. So guess who called me to ask me to come work for them? You guess it, Michael Bloomberg. Yeah, in this particular position can start at anywhere from $20 to $25 an hour. In New York, the minimum wage is $15 an hour. All I had to do is go out, get people to so-called register, and get Mike Bloomberg on the ballot. Couldn't do it. I cannot do it. I can't. And believe me, I got bills. And believe me, if I and I got a goal for the channel, and then I got bills for rent and things like that, and it's tough because it's a new year. You want to do new things. You got goals, and you want to reach it. And when you get these roadblocks in the way, the heat is on. That $25 an hour sound pretty good, but I just can't do it knowing that this guy is a plutocrat. He's an aristocrat. He's an oligarch. And I want to have nothing to do with these people trying to run the country. Because do you really, really think these rich billionaire racist oligarch aristocrats going to really care about the working people? They was not doing it before the presidency opportunity came. What make you think they're going to do it now? Sanders, the popular senator from Vermont who's making the second straight White House run, stands at 22% support among likely Democrat presidential primary voters in Virginia. Now, I want you to understand this. They're not polling everybody. They're not polling Democrats in general. They're just polling likely Democrats. They're not polling independents at all. And they know this. They're not going to waste their time polling for independents because Virginia is a closed primary. Now, how'd you open up that primary? Have you opened up any state, it will be a different deal. You talking about double-digit leads. I mean, not just in the 20s. I'm talking about in the 40s and 50s. Bernie Sanders is the only one, and you know me, because a lot of people, I really don't give a crap what anybody think. Oh, you caping for Bernie Sanders? Let's say I did. What? Oh, you're a sucker sellout. Why? Because I think he got the best policies? Do that mean I'm going to vote for him? I'm right for right. I haven't picked anybody in this race. And nobody's going to tell me to pick anybody in this race. And nobody going to tell me not to pick anybody in this race. Because my vote is my vote. It's not yours. And I don't vote the way you want me to vote. That's authoritarian, and that's dictatorship. You're trying to dictate to me how my vote or non-vote should go. And I am so against that because that's not democracy. And it'll never build democracy. It'll never make this country great. It'll never make my community great with that kind of mentality. Who are you to come into my community and tell us how we should vote? Each individual have their vote. Now, if you can rally them around an agenda to not vote, which there is one now, and I support that. But that don't mean I gotta lie. That don't mean I can't tell the truth. My show is not about an agenda. My show is not an agenda-driven show. My show is a news and politics show. News and politics, not activism. I got a couple of activist channels. I'm a union activist. I got a union activist channel. That's my activism. I don't have a black activist channel. I don't have a climate change channel. There's people who do that. I'm not trying to start another one of those. My passion and my energy and my fun, I love politics and I love today's news. I don't like what's in it, but it intrigues me. It's like a drug to me. Just like I love teaching love. Well, y'all want to teach hate? Y'all want to teach hate everybody? That's fine. There's people who like to do that. I love to teach people how to love even the unlovable and how to get them to turn into lovers themselves. There's principles that would challenge people to love one another. But nobody's out there teaching people that. So I have my passion. These are my passion, and nobody going to change me on my passion. I love news and politics, and I'm going to always tell the truth on what I believe the truth is concerning politics or concerning news in general or concerning life in general. That don't mean you can never figure me out, bruh. Or sis, you can never figure me out. And why waste your time? You need to worry about figuring yourself out. Stop worrying about trying to figure me out. Now, how I got on that? Because some people get mad at me because I tell truth about politicians. Bernie Sanders is the only person that can drive the vote out hugely. And let's say a certain segment of our society decide to back away from Bernie Sanders. That's bad for Bernie Sanders. And they have their reasons. Like the LGBT community, if they got an agenda, and if you don't support their agenda, they have every right to back down and say, then forget you. But will what you do still be able to turn out votes? Right now, Bernie Sanders, out of everybody in the Democratic Party, including Bloomberg, has a solid, committed base, similar to Trump and his solid, committed base. Those two are the only one that can really drive the votes. See, they're not worrying about their base. Trump is not worrying about their base. Bernie Sanders is not worrying about their base. They're trying to expand their base. They know their base is solid. They're trying to expand it. Democrats, in general, are just trying to keep Democrats together. They're not worried about trying to reach other people. Why? Because they can care less about other people in the primaries, except in the states where they're open. Open up all the states, then they'll start caring about other people besides Democrats. And that's why they lose over and over and over again. Bernie Sanders has 17,000 people out in Washington, Tacoma, Washington. He's the only one that can mirror match Trump or get more numbers than Trump. Joe Biden ain't do it. Mayor Bloomberg ain't gonna do it without I'm probably offering free food after or a couple, I'll give you $5. I'll pay you. Or he's telling everybody at all these churches in the area, get your congregation out. I'll give your church $1 million. I'm going to donate to your church $20,000. But the caveat is you got to get your people out. That's how his number's going to go up. And watch me, that's going to happen. I'll donate to you. You get your congregation out there. If your congregation want $20,000 for this youth ministry or for this children ministry, or the church got a building fund, I will complete the building fund if you can get your 5,000 members out to my event. Or if you can get them out and I come to your church, and that'll be my event. Don't be fooled by the okie doke of the politician. So it said 22% of likely Democrat presidential primary voters. They didn't talk to any other voters. In Virginia, March 3rd primary, here it is. According to Monmouth University survey. Remember I said, here's money for your university, for the athletic club, money for a new wing, whatever. Money talk. And y'all don't think this is not driving this? This is manufacturing consent, trying to make you think he is a hot thing. They did it with Warren. They did it with Buttigieg. They did it with Kamala Harris. And all that stuff is failing. And if you don't understand that by now, I don't know what to say. Monmouth University survey released Tuesday morning. So does Bloomberg, the billionaire Republican turned independent turned Democrat. You hear that? The billionaire, bad enough, a billionaire who don't care about his workers and trying to keep all the profit for himself. The billionaire Republicans, most of their policies are anti-black, and they're doing whatever they think can to kind of, make it harder for black people to vote. Turn independent, So he don't want to try to make himself affiliated with either party, but yet just to beat my good old buddy, my old pal, my chum, who actually probably told me to vote, told me to run, the upset Bernie, because I really don't care. Independent turned Democrat who announced presidential bid less than 3 months ago. Now, this is a recipe for disaster. This is what you call a monster. This is what you call bipolar, multiple personalities. The billionaire, they might as well just add plutocrat, aristocrat, oligarch. They might as well just add that. Republican, turned independent, turned Democrat, who announced his presidential bid less than 3 months ago. This guy can't even make up his mind on who he is. New national poll puts Bloomberg over the top and onto Wednesday night debate stage. Former Vice President Joe Biden stands at 18% in the poll, just 4% points behind Sanders and Bloomberg. Their slight edge over the former vice president is within the survey's sampling era. According to the poll, former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg registered at 11%, Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota 9%, Elizabeth Warren, Massachusetts 5%, Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii just 1%, and billionaire environmental program advocate Thomas Steyer less than 1%. So how come Tom Steyer and Tulsi Gabbard won't be on that stage, or will they? Bloomberg made it. Look at this crap. Mike, look at this. You see this? Mike 2020 did his own personal polling. Trump is afraid of Mike. The polls agree. Again, look at the poll. CNN. They kiss his Mike butt all day, every day. They love Mike. Think I'm going to trust that poll? Man, ain't nobody scared of you, Mike. We just don't want you president. 11% of those questions say they were undecided. And only a quarter of those polls said they were firmly behind the candidate they're backing. With 99 delegates at stake, Virginia, the fourth largest of the 14 states holding contests on Super Tuesday, trailing only California, Texas, and North Carolina. The state doesn't have any political party registration. So here we go. It could be open, right? And any voter can participate in the primary. So how come you're not voting? So I was wrong. I'll admit it if I was wrong. I was wrong. I thought it was a closed primary. Obviously, they're saying it's an open primary. So how do you figure the independents? Why you didn't call the independents? Why you didn't call the non-voters? Why you didn't call a bunch of students? Why you didn't call all black people? Not just American descendants of slaves. Why you didn't call it just American descendants of slaves? Why the university calling select people? If they're calling you, we know Monmouth University usually call elderly people when it comes to gauging these politics. So the elderly people are automatically going to groom with Bloomberg because Bloomberg was at the DNC convention speaking on behalf of Democrats and trying to speak on behalf of Hillary Clinton. And Bloomberg has been seen with Hillary Clinton. So older black people think Bloomberg is just like Clinton and Hillary Clinton and he loves Democrats. No, he don't. And he don't love you, elderly black people, because he done pushed over and over again changes in the policy when it comes to so-called entitlements, which is really investments that you put in so you can retire and live a sustainable life. That man is talking about making drastic changes, and we just gotta, just like Joe Biden, we just gotta tough it up. Let me get ready to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Virginia provides interesting tests on Super Tuesday. A wide range of candidates appeal to voters here, and is very much a jump ball at this point. Why? Because y'all take one or two funky polls? Y'all going to be shocked when these independent states start really, really going gung-ho. Now, I done talked to my friends in Virginia, and I done told them about my stand until I see a politician that's going to really, really have a separate policy to really drive something for my community to get to the level that they supposed to be, that they earned. I'm not voting. And here I am doing that message. Why? Hoping they'll catch on why they should be the same way about their vote. That's why I'm going around with this no slut voting in 2020. Get to know whoever you vote. And I don't care if it's the dog catcher, to the judge, to the community. I don't care who it is. You better get to know them, because just because they say they're D or R don't mean they're D or R in philosophy. They could be rhinos or dinos. And I don't care about lizards. I just want to know if you're going to work for working people, especially black people. Are you going to change the laws where we can do more when it comes to owning business, when you can do more when it comes to housing, do more when it comes to purchasing land? Are you going to give us what we really deserve, and that's the reparations that we deserve? Are you punk enough to not say anything about that? How much time you spend with the black community other than a church? Are you at the schools? Are you at the barbershops? Are you at the game? Are you at the football game? Are you at the senior centers? Are you at the youth centers? How often are you spending time with black people? Somebody's going to tell me about Bernie Sanders and Killer Mike. And no, we're not talking about surrogates. Killer Mike is cool. I like Killer Mike. I like Nina Turner. I don't hate these people. These people are actually driving things, pushing for greatness in America. But you can't use them to speak for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders have to speak for Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden got to speak for Joe Biden. Joe Biden sent up their former Sanders surrogate, Simone Sanders. She's going out there. You haven't heard nothing from her now, right? Ever since Biden started dropping in the polls, you ain't hear nothing from her. Same thing with Ayanna Pressley with Elizabeth Warren. They don't talk for us. They don't represent us. I mean, they can point out things that we need, but they don't speak for the whole community. You have to show up for the community. You have to connect with us, not sending your surrogates. Your surrogates ain't changing the laws. Your surrogates are not doing executive orders. Anyway, I'm done with this. I'm not going to go back and read this article. I got to go. So go back and read this article. I got something else to do. But look, the bottom line is, manufacturing consent is real. Noam Chomsky is right. They'll lie, use that paintbrush. It's like putting Jabba the Hutt in a chair with the wig. You're looking at Jabba the Hutt with the wig, but you paint a picture of Janet Jackson butt ball naked. See, I made that mistake when I was drunk one night with one girl. Then I woke up to reality and like, oh my God, I just got busy with Jabba the Hutt. Oh God, boy, I went home. I took 13 baths. I was like, oh God, what was wrong with me? I can imagine what I did. Lord, please. You don't want to go through that. You don't want to go through that. They're lying to you, manufacturing consent. They're talking to these polls. You don't know if those valid. Anytime you hear anything about mama, even when it comes to your candidate, your favorite candidate, if they're leading the poll on that poll, you better go check other polls. In Christian world, they say out of you got to find 2 or 3 witnesses to establish this thing. You can't go off one witness. 2 or 3 witnesses to back that up. If you can get 2 or 3 witnesses, you pretty much can say, all right, it's true. All right, it's true. In this case, you don't know who owned the witness. You going to believe a Bloomberg poll? Or a Bloomberg buddy poll? You know how many buddies Bloomberg got in the media? And how much money he's given to these universities? Anyway, I'm done. Man, don't fall for this mess. Just make sure you do what you believe is best for you and your community. And how about think about other communities and do what's best for your community? Like I said, my Black community need all the energy and help we need when it comes to us pushing our agenda. Everybody kind of being selfish because I got to have this. Yet, here we are, the people who built this country and made it easier for other people to come to this country and prosper. When we try to do something, we don't get the support from the people who we helped come to this country. We are the creators of the American dream. We are the creators of the American opportunity. And that opportunity for others outside of America who come to America. I can't wait for that movie to come out, Coming to America too. We laid the foundation for you to come here and prosper, especially the immigrant community. We went through the blood, sweat, and tears, fears, beat down, hurt, abuse, harm, mothers raped, daughters got raped, sisters got raped, even our sons got raped, hung and burned, fighting for equality. It started with us. The Native Americans, at times, not all the time, came to side with us. Most of the immigrants, especially Black immigrants, didn't come in and side with us till after the 60s and Jim Crow. People who came here post-immigration bill, understand that we still haven't achieved our goal yet for our people, and we need your help. We need your help. Anyway, I'm done with this. It's so much that America needs to have in this country. And true equality for Blacks who've been here since the foundation have not been achieved. People call us selfish. Why? Because we want exactly the same thing the white settlers who came to this country. Settlers. This wasn't your country. You came and settled. That we can't, you don't want us to have the same, equal in everything. And I mean everything. That's why we go hard when it comes to these subjects. And that's why sometimes you guys get mad at me and unsubscribe and stuff like that. Don't you dare think that I'm not concerned about my community. I'm out there every day. Where are you? And I do I use this pulpit to go out to all kind of things when it comes to religion, when it comes to union activism, when it comes to my culture, and when it comes to America in general. I'm out here and I'm trying to get out there even more. And that's why I ask people to support the channel, because I can't do this on my own. Don't want to. I'm not Bloomberg. If I was Bloomberg, I won't. That's the thing about Bloomberg. He don't need you. You need him. So you go and do for him. Right now, it's like, y'all need me. Y'all want Trump out of office, y'all got to come vote for me. I'm doing y'all a favor. That's what this is. I'm doing the DNC favor, and I'm doing y'all a favor. Y'all need me because Bernie ain't nobody gonna vote for Bernie Sanders with that socialist message, even though he don't know what he's talking about. I'm gonna buy y'all, and I'm gonna pimp y'all, and I own this DNC now. And by the way, he does. He owns the DNC right now. Anyway, I'm done. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Again, 3 phases. You can donate any amount. We're still looking for that 25 by 25 within the next 25 hours to donate $25 directly, or in the future, not now. We're going to do a 25. What I call my super brigade, my army partners, people who are going to partner with me. That's going to always be in this thing with me, and I'm going to have maybe partner events. It's only 25, and honestly speaking, I'm just a regular guy who got a passion for seeing my people grow. But yet at the same time, I want to see a lot of people grow. To me, I'm a humanist. I'm a Christian humanist. And I believe that everybody should grow and expand in life. I believe we're all equal. It's just the point is society has decided that we're not all equal. And I try to do whatever I can to break that. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I love you. Again, paypal.me/BobTVNYC, all caps. If you're donating, do it today. I really appreciate it, and give you a shout out on my next live show. And that's what I'm working on, waiting on everything to come in. Then I do my live show, and I'm going to shout you guys out and give you all the love that I can. I mean, I might even kiss the camera to let you know I love you. All right, I'll holler at you later. Peace.